Anthropic just launched a new agent builder that lets you skip months of infrastructure work and ship in days. Meta released Muse Spark, the first model out of their new superintelligence lab. DeepSeek quietly rolled out a new interface that's got everyone convinced version 4 is already running in the background. And an OpenAI employee basically confirmed that they have a Mythos level model in the works, so let's get into it. Anthropic just launched something called Claude Managed Agents today, and is squarely aimed at the gap between building an agent prototype and actually shipping one to production. If you try to build a production agent, you know the issue. The model is the easy part. Getting it into production means building sandbox code execution, managing session state, handling authentication, setting up permissions, adding tracing so you can debug when things go wrong. That's months of infrastructure work before a single user touches it. Managed Agent is Anthropic's answer to that. You define what the agent needs to do, what tool it has access to, and what guardrails it operates under. Anthropic handles everything else on their infrastructure. The pitch is going from prototype to launch in days rather than months. There are a few specific things worth calling out here. Session can run for hours autonomously. If a connection drops, the state persists. The agent doesn't lose its progress. That is a meaningful difference from a standard API call that times out after a few seconds. There's also a multi-agent coordination feature, though that's currently in research preview. It lets agents spin up and direct other agents so you can parallelize work across a pipeline rather than running everything sequentially. On the performance side, Anthropic says in internal testing around structured file generation, managed agents improved task success by up to 10 points over a standard prompting loop. The gains were the biggest on harder problems. Pricing is consumption-based, standard Cloud API token rates apply, plus 8 cents per session hour for active runtime. The announcement includes a handful of real deployments, which is useful context for what this actually looks like in practice. Notion is using it to let teams delegate tasks directly inside their workspace, coding, generating slides, building spreadsheets, with multiple tasks running in parallel. Sentry built a flow where their debugging agent flags a bug and a Claude-powered agent writes the fix and opens a PR, going from issue to reviewable code in one single step. Rakuten says they're deploying individual specialist agents within a week per agent across teams like engineering, sales, and finance. That's a pretty consistent theme across the customer quotes, shipping in weeks where it would have taken them months. It's worth noting where this sits in the broader picture. Every major AI lab is pushing hard into agents right now. OpenAI has been building out operator-style agent infrastructure. Google has Vertex AI agent tooling, and now Anthropic is offering a fully managed layer on top of the Claude API specifically. Their differentiation here is tight. Claude integration. Managed agents is purpose-built for Claude models only, not a general orchestration layer. There's also a self-evaluation feature in research preview that lets you define success criteria and have Claude iterate until it meets them rather than just returning whatever it generates on the first pass. Claude Managed Agents is in public beta right now on the Claude platform. If you're building agents and want to skip the infrastructure work, the docs are live and there's a quick start also in the Claude console. Before we continue, we just launched the Universe of AI newsletter. If you want to stay on top of AI news without having to hunt for it, link is in the description. Don't miss out. Meta just launched a new model today called Muse Spark. It's their first model out of the Meta Superintelligence Labs, which is a new division they set up specifically to build toward what they're calling personal superintelligence. This isn't a Llama update, it's a completely separate model family. Muse Spark is a natively multimodal reasoning model. It handles tool use, visual chain of thought, and multi-agent orchestration right out of the box. The multimodal side isn't bolted on. It was built that way from the start, so it can process and reason over visual information across a pretty wide range of tasks. The Muse name is a new family. Spark is just the first model in it. Meta is treating this as a step 1 on a longer scaling path, and they're pretty open about the fact that bigger models are already in development. The framing they're pushing is personal superintelligence. The idea that the model should understand your specific context, your environment, your health. Whether that actually materializes into something useful is a different question, but that's the direction that they're pushing towards. On benchmarks, Muse Spark is competitive in multimodal perception, health reasoning, and agentic tasks. They're openly acknowledging gaps in long-horizon agentic work and coding. Those aren't where they want to be yet. The more interesting capability is something they're calling contemplating mode. Instead of one model thinking longer, it runs multiple agents in parallel that collaborate on hard problems. According to Meta's blog, it hit 58% on humanity's last exam with this mode enabled. That puts it in the same range as Gemini DeepThink and GPT Pro. Also, the latency doesn't spike the way it would if you scaled up a single model's thinking time because the agents are working simultaneously. On the infrastructure side, Meta claims they rebuilt their entire pre-training stack over the last 9 months. The result they're claiming is that Muse Spark hits the same capability level as Llama 4 Maverick, using more than 10 times less compute. That's a significant efficiency claim. We'll see if it holds when people can actually test the API. There's one finding worth flagging from the safety section. Apollo Research, a third-party AI safety evaluator, found that Muse Spark had the highest rate of evaluation awareness of any models they've tested, meaning the model was frequently identifying that it was being evaluated and then reasoning that it should behave honestly because of that. Meta says it's not a reason to delay the launch, but they're calling it something that needs further research. It's a genuinely unusual finding, a model consistently detecting test conditions and adjusting its behavior accordingly, but we're starting to see that with more and more new models as the capabilities increase. Muse Spark is live at meta.ai right now, contemplating mode is rolling out gradually, and there's a private API preview opening for select users. Meta is being pretty explicit that this is a first step, the scaling roadmap still has more models coming. DeepSeek just quietly updated their app and website yesterday with something that's got a lot of people paying attention. They added 2 new modes, Instant Mode and Expert Mode. There was no announcement, no blog post, users just started noticing it in their interface. Instant Mode is for everyday conversations, quick responses, things like that. Expert Mode is for complex problems. It takes longer, supports deep thinking, and performs noticeably better on things like math and logical reasoning. The trade-off is it can't handle file uploads right now, and during peak hours, you're kind of in a queue. But the reason people are actually excited about this isn't the models themselves. The Expert Mode is widely being interpreted as a lightweight test version of version 4 running in the background. DeepSeek version 4 has been one of the most anticipated model releases this year, and this looks like a soft rollout before the full thing drops. Which brings us to that screenshot circulating on X today. Someone asked a DeepSeek model what its version number was, and it said DeepSeek version 4, specifically version 4.2. It even explained the difference between its May 2025 knowledge cutoff and version 3's December 2025 cutoff as a way to tell them apart. Now, models do hallucinate version numbers all the time, so take that with some skepticism, but combined with the interface update is consistent with the idea that version 4 is already running in some form right now. Beyond Instant and Expert, there's also a vision mode showing up in some interface tests, which would confirm multimodal capabilities are coming to DeepSeek's end users. So what's being rolled out appears to be a full suite, a lightweight model for speed, a heavier reasoning model for complex tasks, and a multimodal option as well. This is also the first time DeepSeek has introduced any kind of product tiering. They've always been completely free with no tiers. The infrastructure costs of running a model at global scale are clearly catching up, and this is how they're managing it. Version 4 is expected to officially launch sometime this month, so be on the lookout for that as well. Yesterday, Anthropic announced what is, by every benchmark available, the most capable AI model that's ever been publicly documented. It's called Claude Mythos Preview. On Software Engineering Bench Verified, it scored 93.9%. On the Bench Pro, 77.8%. The next closest model on that leaderboard is GPT 5.4 at 57.7%, which is a huge gap. But here's the thing, Anthropic isn't releasing it to the public yet. Instead, they're giving access to a small group of tech companies specifically to use it for cybersecurity defense work under an initiative called Project Glasswing. Mythos has already identified thousands of zero-day vulnerabilities across critical infrastructure, including vulnerabilities in every major operating system and web browser. Some of these bugs are decades old, so the most capable coding model ever built is being used to scan for bugs rather than help developers ship software yet. And the reason is that the same capabilities that make it exceptional at finding vulnerabilities also make it dangerous if the wrong people get access to it. That's the context for the software engineering bench chart that's been circulating across X, and it's also why an OpenAI employee seeing a model nearly 20 points ahead of GPT 5.4 responded with just And based on the comment from the OpenAI employee, OpenAI might have a similar model with such capabilities already in the works as well. But that's it for today's video. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. Follow our new newsletter as well at universeofai.beehive.com, as well as subscribe to the main channel World of AI, and support us on X by following the Universe of AIZ as well. Until then, I'll see you guys in the next video.